Hey, welcome back to the channel. You probably saw yesterday, or if you didn't, I will post a couple pictures here. Parker and I did a trial run of assembling the airplane, because next Saturday, today is Saturday, we're going to be moving the plane to the airport in the hangar. Yay. And so we wanted to just see how everything lined up and how everything was going to go. For the most part, everything went together really easy. We were surprised how quick we put it together. All I'm doing is I've just got paint to finish up on this right aileron, and then that's it. Except for the checklist. As we were putting things together, we're kind of keeping a list of what we discovered, which is always a smart idea anyway. And here you can see my list. I already had on here to torque the car bolts because I just had them in there. What I wanted to do was, they didn't come with any lock washers, so I wanted to, even though I had them screwed in there, I wrote down right away that they weren't torqued or anything. So now I'm gonna go pick up some lock washers today so I can put that back in, and I'll put a little torque seal on the edge that I can see during my pre-flight inspection. Got to Loctite my trim tab connection in the back. Open drains on the elevator, stab and fuselage. I didn't open up my drain holes yet underneath there, so we noticed that when we crawled under there. So create clearance for fuel tank elbows. I see if I can I might be able to show you this. Yeah, I think I might be able to show it to you right here. I know you can see it if I go this way, because what's happening is my elbow and fuel hose is resting right on the rib, and it's actually doing it on both wings. So I don't want that to sit there and vibrate against the rib and erode the tube. So I'm gonna have to create a little dish in there to allow some clearance for that. Inspection ring under the fuselage, under stab mount bolts. We actually did that yesterday, and what happened was my bolts were quite loose right here, mostly on the other side, but this bolt was pretty loose where the bracket would just spin pretty easily. So what we did is, there was no way to access this without taking everything off, and same goes for these. So we just came under and put an inspection ring right there on the bottom, and that it's in between the two, so it's kind of right here. So that gives us access to both of those from underneath there. So that we'll be able to reach in there and get those tight. There was no way to reach from the back inspection hole. You just couldn't reach far enough from there to get to this. So we've got that. Taken care of. I just got to paint it. And when I'm ironing the tapes on the other side here, I'll hop under there and just iron the ring, and then put some paint over that. And then we came up with the brakes need to be adjusted, because I was holding full brake as much as I could, and Parker was in the front of the plane holding the nose, and then he would let go. I wasn't actually able to stop it and hold it on my driveway, so those I kind of figured that those cables would stretch a little and need some adjusting, so I just have to hop under there, and I'll use a clamp or something to kind of pull the pieces together and hold it fixed while I put something on the cable stop. So, and what I'm hoping to do is get through this list before we move it next week, so I don't have to deal with this at the hangar. let's see, the nuts to the outside of the aileron mounts, and then I still have to adjust my tail wheel steering arm. I've got to tighten. I don't know why I've just found a nut loose on my oil pressure sender. Over here, this one right here, I could actually turn it with my hand yesterday, so I need to tighten that up. And but the other thing we noticed was we got the wings on and we're like, how are we going to put these ailerons on? Because I actually did something backwards of how it should be done. And what that is the tip needs to have these anchor nuts on the inside, and this bolt arrangement needs to go at the root, because you slide the aileron into the root, and then you come out here and you then attach this bracket at the it's no big deal when the wing's not on the plane, because you can do either end. So I hadn't really thought about that yet or considered that, but now I need to just take these right here, and I need to remove them and move them to the tip so that you can bolt this bracket on before you put the wing on, and then you don't have to worry about all that. So this is the next phase of the process, right? I mean, it's, once you get it built and start getting it together, then you discover along the way what needs to be adjusted, tightened up, all of that. So, and getting the plane out of the garage actually gave me the chance to just sort of reorganize and flip everything around so that I could get the wings out of the way, and now I don't have them leaning up against the airplane, so I have an easier way of working there. So now I'm just gonna get this aileron ready for paint, and then we'll be really moving along here. So, and I did do the aileron bottom wrong, just so I would match my other wrong bottom aileron. And all it is just getting this tape. It's basically a 1/2 inch off the trailing edge, and that covers the line of where my fabric terminates after I wrapped around to get my 2-inch overlap right here. So that works out good. And yeah, I've got to put that tape on, and then I'll be ready to get this thing painted. Okay, catch up with you in a bit. All right, so today is Tuesday, and we are getting really close to Saturday when we're going to move the plane to the hangar. And just finished up, actually I finished my whole checklist, although I may have added something, I think, along the way here. I think I did. After installing the inspection ring on the bottom, which you can see under here, right under there. We need to cut that open and actually tighten the bolts on the inside. It's these right here that need to be tightened. So I've added that to the list so we don't lose track of it. And other than that, I was able to get through. This one here is completed. I needed the fuel tubing coming through the wing to be able to move a little bit forward and a little bit down. So I went 1/4 inch forward, 1/8 inch down. That's just to allow, because when we lined up you can see the grommets on the side of the fuselage there, just above the aileron cable. The one side actually lined up perfectly. The other side was just a little bit off. That was a little needed to so I could open up that hole in the wing a little bit to change that. So that's taken care of. And then creating clearance for fuel tank elbows, that's taken care of. So that's the whole list I showed you the other day. I'm sure we'll be starting a new list. But here's how that actually worked out. I don't know if you can see that or not, but what I had to do was that I had to take out almost the whole rib, and you can see it kind of goes back at this angle right here. And then I just made a piece to put in here to kind of carry the load, just a 1/4 inch piece of material, and got kind of a scallop in it so it's all smooth, so the fuel tubing coming up out of there will just transition easily. I don't believe it even touches, because the other one is already dry and back together. Maybe I can show it to you. So this one's drying, and that'll be all set there. So I'll see if I can show you the other one here. Yeah, so you can see how we created the clearance back there, by removing that, putting this other piece in, and yeah, the tubing doesn't even touch that 1/4 inch piece at all. So that's good. And that one's all back together. This one will just take 5 minutes once that epoxy's dry to get the tank back in, get the supports, the hold downs in place, and get everything bolted, the top bolted back on. Lucky for me on this one, the washer's all stuck to the paint, so I didn't have to remove all the washers, the other one, most of the washers came off, and it just takes a while to put the screw in the washer and then put the screw into the wing. It's not a problem really. So yeah, so that looks great. Super happy about that, and I'm all set there. So hey, next time you see me, we will be loading on gonna have to use, I tried to use a trailer. I couldn't find anyone with a truck. The place that rents the trailer requires a 3/4 ton pickup to haul it, and but that's okay. We got it here with a U-Haul. It's super easy. Just put a dolly on the ramp, put the axle on the dolly, and just pushes right up in there. So it's super easy. And like I said, we're only going a couple miles, just back roads down the street, and then straight across to the airport. And won't take us long at all to get everything over there. Taking obviously the aircraft toolbox, everything in there is airplane. This is my normal toolbox over here. So I was out to the hangar today, just figuring out where I wanted to put the toolbox, and I'm just doing some measuring how the plane's going to fit in there. I'm going to have lots of room, so I can put it anywhere I want really, but I'll put it up by the front doors. I think I have more light there. There's no light in this particular hangar, that's why it's so inexpensive, and but that's not a problem. If I go real early in the morning, I do have a little generator that I can take along if it's absolutely necessary for me to have a generator out there. And yeah, looking forward to getting this thing together at the airport. So yeah, hope you're all doing well, and I'll catch you later.